Let's talk about the loudest silence in the world. It happens exactly 3 seconds after you post something. You put the phone down, you tell yourself you're not going to check. You tell yourself you're too busy, too grounded, too over it to care. But the air in the room changes, doesn't it? Suddenly, you aren't just a person sitting in a quiet room anymore. You have entered a waiting room. You're a performer who has just walked off stage, standing in the wings, holding your breath, waiting to hear if the audience is going to clap. And in that silence, a subtle, invisible timer starts ticking in your chest. 1 minute passes. You don't look. 2 minutes. You check the time, but not the app. 5 minutes. The urge becomes a physical itch. Just a peek, just to make sure it uploaded correctly, just to see if anyone saw you. This moment, this specific vibrating anxiety is the modern human condition. We have built a world where we can be seen by thousands of people without leaving our beds, yet in the moments that follow, we have rarely felt more invisible. We are going to dissect this silence today because what you are feeling isn't just vanity, it isn't just addiction. It is a profound psychological paradox that is rewriting the way you experience your own value. You know the ritual. It's become a muscle memory so deep you don't even notice you're doing it. It starts with the curation. You take the photo, not the one where the lighting is bad or your desk is messy, but the one that implies a life of order and aesthetic calm. You spend 10 minutes crafting a caption that sounds effortless, editing out the effort until it looks like a spontaneous thought. You press share, and then the internal stock market of your self-worth opens for trading. You check after 3 minutes. 4 likes. Immediately, your brain runs a rapid subconscious calculation. Is it slow? Is it the algorithm? Did I post at the wrong time? Or, and this is the thought that stings, is it me? Am I boring? Am I fading? 10 minutes later, a notification pops up, a comment, a flame emoji. And there it is, the relief. It washes over you like a warm bath. It feels like safety. It feels like proof that you exist. But notice how fragile that warmth is. Notice how quickly it evaporates. By hour 2, the number on the screen isn't just a metric anymore. It has morphed into a verdict. If the number is high, you are allowed to feel good about your day. You feel lighter. You walk with a bit more confidence. But if the number is low, a gray fog sells over you. You second guess your creativity. You wonder if you should archive the post to hide the evidence of your failure. You are living in a paradox. You are the most connected you have ever been, yet you are entrusting your emotional stability to a machine that doesn't know you, doesn't love you, and is designed to keep you hungry. If you feel this magnetic pull, I want you to take a deep breath. You are not a narcissist, you are not shallow, and you are certainly not broken. You are experiencing a specific psychological state known as contingent self-esteem. In a healthy psychological state, self-worth is global. It's like a stone in your pocket, solid, heavy, constant. It's there when you succeed, and it's there when you fail. But for many of us living in the digital ecosystem, self-worth has become contingent. It becomes like a cloud. It shifts with the wind. It changes shape based on who is looking at it. When your self-esteem is contingent, you don't own your value. You are renting it. You're renting it from the opinions of strangers, from the validation of peers, and from an algorithm that is mathematically indifferent to your happiness. Alongside this, you are battling the spotlight effect. This is a psychological bias where we believe people are paying far more attention to us than they actually are. When you post, you feel like you're walking onto center stage. You feel like everyone is analyzing your caption, judging your angle, critiquing your life. The reality? They're scrolling past you in half a second while waiting for the bus, worrying about their own posts. But your nervous system doesn't know that. Your nervous system feels the weight of 1,000 eyes. And this constant state of perceived performance creates a background hum of anxiety that never truly shuts off. It is the exhaustion of constantly reapplying for your right to feel good enough. To understand why this hold is so powerful,
we have to look at the machinery of the human mind. We have to go back to the beginning. First, the evolutionary mismatch. For our ancestors, social validation wasn't a luxury, it was a survival mechanism. Humans are pack animals. 50,000 years ago, if the tribe didn't like you, if they didn't value your contribution, you're exiled. And in the Paleolithic era, exile meant death. You could not fight a saber-toothed tiger alone. So, your brain evolved a highly sensitive alarm system. When you are affirmed by the group, your brain releases dopamine and oxytocin. It signals safe, accepted, alive. But here is the glitch. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar proposed that humans can only maintain about 150 stable relationships. This is Dunbar's number. Your ancient brain is built for a village of 150. It is not built for an audience of 15,000. When you post online, you are hacking this ancient survival drive. You are subjecting a village brain to a global scale audit. Second, the prediction error. But it gets deeper. Why is it so addictive? Why can't we just post and walk away? It comes down to dopamine prediction error. Neuroscience tells us that dopamine isn't actually about pleasure, it's about seeking and anticipating. When you post, your brain creates a prediction. I will get validation. If you check your phone and get more likes than you predicted, you get a massive dopamine spike. This is a positive prediction error. It feels euphoric. If you get fewer than predicted, your dopamine drops below baseline. This is a negative prediction error. It feels like physical pain or anxiety. But here is the cruelty of the system. The brain adapts. If you got 100 likes yesterday and it felt amazing, getting 100 likes today will feel normal. You feel nothing. To get that same high, you now need 150, then 200. You are running on a hedonic treadmill that speeds up every time you step on it. You are chasing a ghost. And while you're running this treadmill, you're looking sideways. This brings us to social comparison theory, proposed by psychologist Leon Festinger. Festinger identified two types of comparison, and social media weaponizes both of them. First, there's upward social comparison. This is when you scroll past someone who is younger, richer, fitter, or happier than you. You look at their highlight reel and compare it to your behind-the-scenes footage. You see their vacation sunset and you feel the crumminess of your own Tuesday on the couch. This triggers feelings of inadequacy and envy. It confirms your fear. I am falling behind. Then there's downward social comparison. This is when you look at someone doing worse than you to make yourself feel better. At least I'm not messy like them. At least my relationship isn't that dramatic. It gives you a temporary ego boost, but it is toxic. It builds your self-worth on the foundation of someone else's struggle. The internet forces you into a rapid-fire toggle between these two states: superior, inferior, superior, inferior, envy, pity. It is a mental whiplash that leaves you exhausted, detached, and unable to see people as people. You start seeing them as benchmarks, and in doing so, you turn yourself into a benchmark too. So what is the ultimate cost of this? It isn't just that we feel sad, it's that we begin to change who we are. There's a concept in media theory called audience capture. Originally, it described influencers who started acting more extreme because that's what their audience rewarded. But now, we all suffer from micro-audience capture. You post a selfie, it gets 10 likes. You post a funny, self-deprecating joke about being a mess, it gets 50 likes. Subconsciously, you learn, they like it when I'm a mess. So you start performing the mess. You exaggerate your flaws. You curate your vulnerability. You start becoming a caricature of yourself because that is what the metrics reward. The paradox is this: the more you are praised for your performed self, the more lonely your true self becomes. Because a voice in the back of your head whispers, if they saw the boring parts, if they saw the quiet parts, the applause would stop. Every like you get for a performance reinforces the belief that the reality is unlovable. We are trading being known for being seen, and it is a trade that leaves us spiritually bankrupt. So, how do we step off this treadmill? How do we reclaim our identity from the algorithm? We don't need to throw our phones in the ocean. We just need to change the physics of the relationship. Here are 4 specific protocols to move from external validation to internal solidity. Protocol 1, the create before you consume rule. For the first hour of your day, your eyes do not touch the screen. Do not let the internet tell you what you are missing before you have even brushed your teeth. Do not let strangers set the emotional tone of your morning. Write, draw, sit in silence, look at the sky. Establish your own reality before you download someone else's.
Protocol 2, the post and ghost method. Remember that anxiety we talked about in the beginning, the waiting room? You must break the Pavlovian loop. When you post something, immediately, and I mean immediately, put the phone away for 90 minutes. Physically, leave the room. This trains your brain that the act of sharing is the complete action. You are separating the expression from the reaction. You are teaching your nervous system that you are safe, regardless of the number. Protocol 3, the why audit. Before you post, pause for 3 seconds and ask, am I sharing this to share it or am I sharing this to prove it? If you are sharing to prove you're happy, prove you're successful, or prove you're traveling, don't post it. Save it for yourself. Keep the best moments of your life for the one person who actually lived them, you. Protocol 4, the offline anchor. Find one hobby, one skill, or one ritual that you never post about. Maybe you bake bread, but you never photographed a loaf. This becomes your secret garden. It is the place where you go to enjoy things purely for the joy of doing them, not for the reward of showing them. It anchors you in the physical world. The ultimate rebellion in a world that profits from your insecurity is to like yourself when no one is watching. Imagine, just for a moment, that the internet disappears tomorrow. The servers crash, the archives are wiped, the cloud evaporates. Who are you then? You are still the person who cries at good movies. You are still the person who makes that specific coffee order. You are still the friend who listens. You are still the dreamer, the trier, the struggler. All of that value exists without a single metric to prove it. You do not need to be viral to be vital. You do not need to be followed to be a leader in your own life. Stop waiting for the applause. The silence after you post, that isn't emptiness, that is space. Space for you to finally, simply be. I want to leave you with a challenge for this week. Take a photo of a beautiful moment and do not post it. Keep it. Look at it. Let that memory belong only to you. And if you are willing, answer this question in the comments. What is one thing you value about yourself that the internet doesn't know about? Let's fill the comment section with the invisible, real things that actually matter. If this video helped you find a little bit of quiet today, consider subscribing. We are building a community here that values the person behind the profile. Take care of yourself. Real life is waiting.